Hello, Longhorns, and welcome back to Longhorn Radio.
We are your hosts,
Elizabeth
and Shreya, and welcome back to Longhorn Radio.
Before we begin, some quick school announcements.
All right, guys, November 4th and November 5th are minimum days, and the following week on November 11th is Veterans Day, and there is no school. Now that those announcements are out of the way, let's get into today's episode. But first, we have a little announcement from Mr. C, our school's band director. Take it away, Mr. C.
Hello, folks. So, in honor of LGBTQIA plus month, our wind ensemble, our top group, has started working on a piece of music entitled A Mother of a Revolution. This piece of music pays homage to Marsha Pay It No Mind Johnson, who was one of the main instigators of the famous Stonewall Rising of 1969. The biggest thing to take away from this piece of music is it's designed to show us the riot itself and then the celebration of about halfway through the piece of music, there is a disco vibe that exists in the piece that really reflects a place of solitude for the community itself. So come check it out. We're going to be performing this piece of music 3 times, once at the end of November, just as the piece itself, and then along with the other groups in December and then late spring.
All right, thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Mr. C. It was super fun to learn about that piece. So this month is LGBTQ History Month, and we have a special guest today to talk a little bit about it, all the way from math.
All the way from math. Here we have Mr. Gallagher. Hello, Mr. Gallagher. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. Great day. Excited to be here.
So, Mr. Gallagher, can you tell our lovely viewers a little bit about yourself?
So I grew up in Indiana in a very rural community of about 6,000 people. So it was difficult to grow up LGBTQ. And I actually fought it a lot until I realized I just couldn't anymore. And it sort of did bleed over even when I came out here. I'm a very private person, and I don't like people to know more about me than they have to.
Yeah.
So you know that I am married to my husband, so I never felt the need to go any further than that. But I had a student come to me with questions, and I realized that it was selfish of me to represent myself as a gay man when there are some of you who need to identify with adults in your life. And I now feel much more comfortable identifying myself in a professional atmosphere as a bisexual man.
Nice. All right. Can you tell us a little bit about what LGBTQ History Month is, if you know anything about it? And
so the LGBTQ community has traditionally been very oppressed, so it's important in these days to really showcase that we are a group of people who needs to be respected as people. So I really appreciate any opportunity we have, especially I came from a part of the country where we probably wouldn't be celebrating LGBTQ History Month.
all right, what does LGBTQ History Month mean to you?
To me?
Yeah, to you.
To me, personally, it's a lot of looking back at the things that have gone wrong and how we could do them better.
All right.
From Alan Turing to various other people of significance. There's a lot of bad things that have happened in the LGBTQ community that we could be doing a lot better.
Alan Turing, this seems like an educational opportunity. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Alan Turing was instrumental in the creation of the Enigma machine, which was able to break the Nazi code in World War II so that we could intercept their messages. However, the country of Britain found out after the war that he was gay and chemically castrated him. So he committed suicide a year later.
Yes, the movie The Imitation Game is about him, if I'm correct, with Benedict Cumberbatch, Alan Turing.
I'm not sure.
I've seen this movie called The Imitation Game, and I do recommend it to anyone out there. It's about this guy in World War II, and he played a big part in it, but he was an LGBTQ person, and no, it's a very interesting movie, and I definitely do recommend it. So we have the GSA Club here at Lee, and it's the Gay Straight Alliance Club, and are they doing anything special for LGBTQ History Month? What are you guys doing in that club to, help the community? Do you know of anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you get a chance, you definitely should stop by. We have some amazing presentations where we talk about various things through LGBTQ history. We have a couple of amazing students who take part in the club, do various talks through those sort of things. It's amazing, as well as various events for Halloween, like the drag show, things like that.
Nice. All right, and is there a key LGBT person in history that you look up to or you admire or you recognize for, the work they've done? Is there anyone who's, really stood out to you in particular?
I'll tell you the truth, most of the people that I think about are fictional, because when I was your age, it wasn't a thing. We didn't represent LGBTQ characters in a positive light. So it has just been so liberating to see various LGBTQ characters represented as normal people in various modern day things.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm reading this book right now, and it's called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I've been reading books forever. I love reading, and it's been something that I do for fun. And this book is the first book that I've read with the LGBT character, three. And it's great. It's a very diverse collection of characters within that book. And, I just really like how media and just the modern day world is starting to become more accepting of the people. And I think that's a great step to be made. But of course, there is still more progress. We still have a lot of room for improvement, to fully, gain all of those rights for those different people. So yeah. All right, guys, thank you, Mr. Gallagher, for, joining us here in the studio today. And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in into a very important episode. And I hope you got something from it.
Now, before we send you off, don't forget to follow the family Instagram account for all things Lee. Remember, you can be a future guest and join us on the podcast to discuss a topic of your choice by filling out the form linked below and the family Instagram bio.
Thanks for tuning in to Longhorn Radio.
Elizabeth
and Shreya signing out.